Yo guys, it's Nick's Lotus with 14 powerful commander cards, all for under $1. Let's get into it. Up first, we've got Martyr's Bond from Signature Spellbook Gideon for 40 cents. 4 and 2 white for an enchantment. When it or another permanent goes to your graveyard, each opponent sacrifices a permanent of the same type. This is definitely going in my cousin's Teysa deck for sure. My Teneb, my Merkul list would love this. If you like Grave Pact, this is just a way better Grave Pact. Don't at me. Sack outlets and removal hate this thing, and for good reason. This thing is pushed, not to mention the 40-cent price tag. Next, we've got Mirror Entity, which is an accurate descriptor for women on Instagram, whether that be because they live in the mirror or copy everything they see is yet to be determined. From Crimson Vow Commander for 25 cents. 2 and a white for a 1/1 changeling creature. Pay X, all your creatures become XXs until end of turn, which is just bananas. If you're in a token, creature-based, or tribal deck, this thing will fit in great. Definitely consider it. Up next is Ice Cave from Apocalypse at 42 cents. 3 and 2 blue for an enchantment. Whenever a player casts a spell, any player at the table may pay its mana cost and counter it. Say so long, combos. So long, game-ending Crater Hoof that gave me blue balls. So long to those annoying counter spells, ironically. If anyone at the table has open mana, those sucker punch plays are going to be a thing of the past. Pair this with a Seedborn Muse and a Simic list and gain the ire of the entire table, baby. Up next is Opposition from Dominaria Remastered for 40 cents. 2 and 2 blue for an enchantment. Tap an untapped creature you control to tap target artifact, land, or creature. If you've got an open creature, your opponent sure the hell doesn't, that Fairy Seer will stop that Blightsteel Colossus. A classic elephant and butterfly scenario. Not to mention those Maze of Iths and Isochron Scepters, you can shut those motherfuckers off right away. That's a crazy amount of control for 40 cents. Up next is Noxious Gearhulk from New Capenna Commander for 57 cents. 4 and 2 black for a 5/6 construct with Menace. When it enters the battlefield, destroy a creature and gain life equal to its toughness. A super solid body with solid evasion that removes any creature and gains you life for its toughness. This card is at worst a 2-for-1 and at best continues the bash phase turn after turn. All after destroying the biggest threat in play. Highly suggest you pick one of these up. Decree of Pain from Warhammer 40k is next at 69 cents. We'll move past that. 6 and 2 black for a sorcery. Destroy all creatures. Draw a card for each creature destroyed this way. It also cycles for 3 and 2 black to give every creature -2/-2 while drawing you a card from the cycle. 8 mana to wipe a board and get 10 plus cards potentially is crazy value, and if your playgroup is a bunch of battle cruiser pilots, this is a perfect add in any black deck. Next is Banefire from Jumpstart 2022 for 55 cents. One of my absolute favorite game enders. X and a red to deal X damage to any target. If X is 5 or more, this spell can't be countered. With all the Burgies and Docksides in the format, you can easily kill an opponent with this card. Give it a try. Oh baby, this next one is a wild one. Burn at the Stake is 2 and 3 red for a sorcery. As an additional cost to play it, you tap any number of creatures you control. It does damage to target creature or player equal to 3 times the amount of creatures you tap. Tap 6 creatures, deal 18 damage. Tap 10, I don't know, take 30 damage. This card gets really scary in token decks or paired with Vigilance. Perforos needs to change his pants after seeing this one because, oh my god, this is a good one. Next is Dawnglade Regent from Commander Legends. Bambi's dad when he comes back with the milk. I need a big boy, sorry. At 20 cents. 5 and 2 green for an 8/8. When it enters the battlefield, you become Monarch. As long as you are the Monarch, permanents you control have hexproof. With the opponents unable to target Dawnglade, it being an 8/8, and them having essentially to board wipe to get it off the table, I don't see you losing Monarch anytime soon. Card advantage on top of a ridiculously big threat. Love this dude. Awakening Zone from New Capenna Commander is 77 cents, and it's also one of my all-time favorite cards ever printed. 2 and a green for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you get a 0/1 Eldrazi Scion token that can be sacrificed for 1 colorless mana. Chump blockers, mana ramp, sack fodder. What's not to like? Seriously love this card. Reaper of the Wilds from Theros at 15 cents is next. 2 a black and a green for a 4/5. Nice ass. Whenever any creature dies, you scry one. Any creature, not just yours. Getting to fix your draws from the game just happening is crazy. Not to mention you can give it Death Touch for 1 black and Hexproof for 1 and a green. Along with the 5 toughness, this guy is fairly hard to remove as well as provides crazy value over the course of the game. Aristocrats decks, token decks. Honestly, most decks could have probably used this card at one point or another. Pick one up. Dauntless Escort is next at 22 cents from Commander starter decks. 1 a green and a white for a 3/3. Them's their centaur numbers. Sacrifice them to give all your creatures indestructible. I've loved this thing since back in the day. playing it alongside Sun Titan and Safi is my absolute favorite thing. I'd highly recommend it. Duplicant from Commander 2021 is 21 cents. 6 colorless for a 2/4. When it comes into play, exile a creature. Its power and toughness are equal to that creature's power and toughness. Removal while giving you a big body is super good, not to mention in a Blink or Reanimator deck, being able to reuse it is just tons of value. It's falling out of popularity as of late, but I refuse to see my mad and sad robots fall off like this. In Solemn we trust. And lastly, we've got Strata Scythe from Commander 2014 at 34 cents. 3 colorless for an equipment that equips for 3. When it comes into play, search your library for a land, exile it. Equip creature gets +1/+1 for each land on the battlefield with the same name, your opponents included. Especially in a 4-way format like Commander, you can make your creature huge for just 3 mana, paired with lifelink or any form of evasion, and you've got yourself a pretty decent threat. Consider giving it a try, especially in your monocolored or Voltron decks. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys liked the video, like, subscribe, do all that shit. Consider checking out the Patreon if you want to become a patron. It starts as low as $1, and you'll be shouted out at the end of each video. Come to think of it, it's time for the Patreon shoutouts. We've got 3 generous patrons so far, and I appreciate you guys so much. Shout out to Katie, shout out to Betsy, and shout out to Tyler. You guys are the real MVPs, and I will see you guys next time. Much love. Go play some Magic.